So I decided to install wideband AFR. Right here is about the room that I'm going to have to install it. The gauge and the microprocessors are not waterproof, so I'm going to have to figure out a way to make them waterproof. Right there I'm going to put about a 2-inch hole. Use a hole saw. I'll have to replace the narrowband O2 sensors with an 18mm wideband. That's the plan. There you can see I put a 2-inch hole in there for the gauge display. Here's my pipes. You can see where I burnt the back. The back exhaust gasket didn't seal up right. That's what that black is, where the air was coming through. That side looks pretty good. This is the 12mm narrowband. I'm going to have to replace it with an 18mm. The wideband will not fit. Here it is after I've welded a new, I welded on an 18mm bung for it. It's just a picture of what it looks like without it. Kind of give an idea where I'm going to route all the wiring. I'm going to try to hide it under that side case. I'm going to run all the way up to the front to the fairing. I went ahead and decided to put in 2 new relays. One for the heated grips and one for the gauges. I was having a little bit of issue with the voltage fluctuating whenever I kicked on the heated gauge, or the heated grips. There's a picture of the box in there. That has the microprocessors and the gauge in it. That's the box I used. It's off a model car. Right there's a picture of the gauge. And the processors behind it with the wiring all crammed in that little box. Here's another picture. For what I wanted, it worked out pretty good. Might not come up real clear on the screen, but you can see it pretty good on the when you're sitting in the driver's seat. That's essentially the gauge I used so I could make a waterproof faceplate. Here's a picture of the O2 sensors installed. I ran all the wiring behind that little cover. It's a very tight fit, but it can be done. There's a picture of it without the bezel on. To give an idea of how close it set. About this little gauge at AutoZone, just any auto parts store. I measured with a micrometer how far I need to cut it back. I cut off the ass end, then I sanded it down to make it smooth. That's what it looks like finished. illusion. We are all dead. This is an illusion. We are all dead. This is an illusion.